Sexual, so an asexual or a pansexual energy who is lacking movement, lacking development, lacking forward progression, okay? In essence, you can call them a basic bleep, okay, right? Conservation station, right? This person is all about conserving their self-image, conserving their energy, their resources. So basically they're a selfish person, okay? And we get that conservation station. And we're back, the TAKful Creator here. Okay, let's get started. May God the Creator bless us. May God the Redeemer heal us. May God the Holy Spirit enlighten us. Give us eyes to see, ears to hear, and hands to do the work of God. Feet to walk the path of justice, and mouths to preach the good news. May the angels peace, prosperity, love, abundance, guidance, grace, mercy, care, and forthrightness lead us to the reign of God, Ashe. Okay, so we're speaking about forthrightness. It's time to speak up. Okay, a lot of my readings have been talking about throat chakra and how throat chakras are blocked. Well, why is your throat chakra blocked? Because of misalignment. Okay, it's all about finding your personal peace, finding your personal regality, so that you can emanate that even in your voice, even in your demeanor, your aura. It can just emanate from you in a way that you don't have to be conscious of it, okay? Because right now we can already see that that prince and princess-like energy is not fully coming through, okay? So there was a Saturday night gone wrong. There was some kind of excursion or experience that didn't pan out in the most ideal sense. Why? Because one or more energies weren't confirmation, one or more energies weren't moving in proper alignment, okay? There was someone who was trying to steal, maybe steal physical items. I'm gauging like a wallet, something in a wallet, whether it's a card, a credit card, an ID, physical money. I'm getting someone wanting to take something worth value so that they can use it on this experience, but it, again, went south because the divine saw that this energy was not moving in their highest divine light, okay? Kind of moving more like a cowardly lion, maybe forcing a situation, forcing an experience, opposed to seeing that redirection was protection, okay? So it's all about the mind, body, and spirit, and focusing on the alignment of the three, okay? We talked about that before, the misalignment, confirmation with this overall air that we should emanate in, right? This chosen energy didn't have that, okay? And this chosen energy may be moving in a very crossed, like Piscean vibe, okay? What do we mean? Maybe their sun sign is Pisces, the moon Pisces, Jupiter, or I'm getting Saturn, confirmation for Saturn, okay? Now, I'm not saying that, you know, if you have no Pisces in your sign, this doesn't apply to you. It can apply to you by speaking on the energies that are attached to you, that maybe you feel emotionally enthralled with, that maybe you are emanating such a high vibration that this is your energy. You are all the astrological signs, and maybe you need to focus on balancing the two, okay? This is your learning lesson to seeing how the Pisces energy can influence and benefit your life, but also could mess up your life if you're not able to move in it in a high vibrational way, okay? And I think the issue is independence, seeing where you need to be independent and where you need to be a little bit more codependent in a healthy way, okay? There's a such thing as positive codependency, and I think that's what we have to focus on here, because that's technically what cats are. They're so independent, yet they are around humans for emotional support. Which could be like a petting and, you know, giving attention, right? We can say physical support, that's giving food, you know, a litter and things like that. Yet cats like to be by themselves, right? And we can even say spiritual support, because cats are one of the most spiritual animals, right? Not only do they have spiritual symbolism, but they also embody ethereal spirits. So a lot of the time your cat is kind of like a spirit guide, or it's a part of your own essence that is born into another animal, or another, because technically we're animals, but in another mammal, in order for you to better nourish your spiritual health. So it's like you're offering an investment to the divine by feeding a cat, because cats are more spiritual. Oftentimes cats can embody angels, archangels and other high vibrational beings, but they also can embody the darker, lesser or lower vibrational energies. Okay, so just be aware of that. It really depends on who you are and how you show up, because that's exactly how the animals around you will show up, but specifically the cats. Okay, because cats, I believe, like lions, have the closest to human emotions, right? Outside of like the gorillas. Okay, so it's something here about play cousins or cousins, people. Okay, so we're just gonna put this down because I'm sure this is going to, there's some kind of sadness and depression. This is going to flow better once we get a few more cards out. Police, and as that happens, I don't know if you can hear the sirens in the background. Okay, something about Valentine. You hear all the stuttering? Something about Valentine's Day, but specifically requiring intuition or the lack of intuition. Okay, so do we need these? I don't think we need these. Let's see, what else do we have here before we really piece together? Okay, so I guess we do need the elephant. Remember to take what resonates. Okay, and yes, it says resignates. Okay, resign. All right, what does resign mean? To relinquish, to let go of. Okay, so that's what we mean by make it fit. We're telling you what, of course, resonates like music with your frequency, but we're also telling you to let go of what doesn't. Okay, so be sure to pay attention to that. Trust the timing. Something about family room energies with a Virgo. Divine blindness because of false idols. And the false idols I'm sensing more in the greeting. Okay, so let's swap to our numerology. What numbers are you feeling today? I'm feeling very 5, but we need some change. Let's see. And don't worry, I'm feeling kind of 420 every day. So there's kind of this Pisces that's moving in a more 420 vibe. So I guess they're using weed or other things similar to it to kind of pacify whatever emotional issues that they're handling right now. And it's because of a lack of parental guidance, or it's because of an issue with parents, or an issue with someone that is a parent-like figure. Okay, so just think of that role model that you've had growing up that was most similar to what you think a great mom would be, and think of that role model that is most similar to what you would think a great dad would be. Okay, well, this energy, this Pisces energy, is experiencing the opposite. They're experiencing the worst versions of both a mother and a father figure. Okay, and with this 10101010101, it's kind of fundamental. So think of how the universe is coded in numbers. Okay, so this is basically a part of their genetic code. So we can say that if 38 symbolizes parents, maybe we're not talking about role models in a sense. Maybe we're actually talking about physical parents. Okay, and if we take away this 1, we have 10 10 10. 10 means seek truth. Okay, find understanding. But when it's replicated so many times, it's telling you that the people around you don't have that understanding either. So you have to go past the people you would normally go to. For example, right, we have a 10, you need to seek truth. Another 10, well, your mother needs to seek truth. So you can't go to your mom about it because she needs more information. Then we have another 10, your father. He needs to seek truth. You can't go to him about it because he will lead you astray until he's able to find the necessary information to lead himself and his family in the right path. Okay, so right now you're left with this 1. If everyone needs to seek truth, 1 symbolizes ask. 1 symbolizes ask for it. You are asking the divine for what information that you're missing here. The seeking truth. Okay, and that 1 in asking the divine is offered in signs and synchronicities of the universe. It could be offered through meditation, you hearing the information, or you seeing the information in your mind's eye, or you experiencing the information based on new lessons that you've learned with your trials and tribulations. At the end of the day, it's about you seeking this information beyond the people that you normally would seek it from. Okay, because they can't offer it to you. You are at a point in your life where it may not be on Google. You may need to talk to your ancestors. You may need to work on your spiritual connection in order for you to get the information that's going to thrust you out of these constant habitual cycles of sadness and depression. Okay? And behind this 38, we have purity, which is noted by 17. Okay? So with this purity, how does it apply to us? Like, you know, people think purity ends when you're a child and your innocence is gone. Purity is the action and the acceptance of personal purification. Okay? So what does that mean? If you go into a bath and you have the intention that this bath is meant to cleanse, that is basically a purification process. You are purifying. If you drink water and the intention for the water is to clear the toxins, to detoxify in a sense, but more so offer a transition for your blood, transition for the minerals, and like you're setting positive intentions for the water, you take it in, you are purifying the systems that may not be working in tandem. Okay, may not be working properly together. You're purifying it by setting the intention with a vestibule, right? A form of travel, a form of being entered into something, being accepted into something. Okay, so in order for you to move into any new process, there has to be a form of purification that you do in order for you to truly accept the new. So with this rebound energy, it's saying that one or more chosen energies are not doing what is necessary, like removing what no longer serves them, resigning from certain ideals and perceptions, removing false idols. That means people in their lives that don't fit the description, right? People in their lives that you are all catering to more than you're supposed to, right? I'm not really saying people pleasing. I'm not really getting people pleasing here, but it's just like putting them on a pedestal, like offering more gratification to them than is deserving, right? You have to relinquish that so that you can put this energy into your own personal and creative pursuits. Okay? That can only happen if you purify, you cleanse your perceptions, you cleanse your body, you cleanse the environment around you, so that the mind, body, and soul, right? Because that was our first card out, the mind, body, and soul, the trilogy, can be in alignment. Okay? So let's see what else we have here for numerology. 246. Okay. So if you're able to see the signs and synchronicities of the world, you're able to notice that everything happens evenly. Okay, there's balance to everything. So where you're at level 1 is really level 2. Where you're at level 2 is really level 4. Okay, because the output, the energy that you're offering is the energy that you're going to get back. Okay, and it's very systematic. It's in a line, right? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, you know, continuing up. It's in progression. But realize the progression is always balanced. What you give is what you're going to get. So make sure that it is purposeful. Okay? Now, why? Because with this Virgo, like this Virgo energy of doing what you feel is right. How do you know what is right? Well, based on the systems and structures that are around you, which means you have to heavily define yourself based on your social interactions. Okay? So you always are basically, you know, what is morally better than the people around me? What looks better? What seems better? Not at all what is your personal authenticity. Why? Because in you asking, well, what is the competition here? What is the competition here? It gives you the ability to remember everything that's happening. A lot of the time when good things happen, we can remember it only in little sparks. But when horrible things happen, confirmation with the, you know, the police siren in the back, you can remember it in great detail. Okay, oftentimes it's because there's things you need to work through there. But with Virgos, excuse me, with this Virgo energy, rather, it's, well, if we view everything in more of a negative light, it's easier to remember everything, because everything is important to remember. Not realizing the whole point of seeing what resonates with us is accepting what doesn't and removing that. Okay? These false idols have some kind of divine blindness. And we're going to go back to this lavender because now it's in the upper, right? So we're saying that farther down the road, there's going to be some kind of uplift. There's going to be some kind of transition into a calmer, more placid lifestyle, right? And this is just a stepping stone to move into a more regal and royal timeline. But in order to be here, we have to move out of this sadness and depression, okay? We have to figure out where the guiding light starts and where ego and pride and all of that ends, right? We have to figure out what that connection is. And at the base of this card, we have, again, seek truth. Okay? So I'm seeing that there might be an energy here that not only is a klepto, right? But they are a compulsive liar. But their lies are not like full lies, right? They're withholding the truth. And that's what's making them a compulsive liar. So they may be doing things that aren't the best and then not letting anyone know about it. Okay? But what is that doing? That's taking a toll on their body and spirit. Because their mind, they feel, is in control. But their body is showing signs of aging. Their body is showing signs of jadedness and world weariness. And their spirit is heavy. You can tell that in the way they walk. You can tell that about and how their steps are so heavy. You can tell that in how their shoulders are arched. Okay? And just basic body language, you can see how heavy their spirit is and how it's taking a toll on their body. Okay? Why? Because they're reevaluating this family structure. How they were brought up, how they were taught, how they were structured doesn't align with the ideal image they see of themselves. Okay? And because of that, these false idols, which means the family room structure that taught them this, and again, it doesn't only mean family. It can mean the friends that you had growing up, your family's friends that they allowed in your company so you can learn and experience things from them or with them, right? It's all about that. These people, they didn't have a spiritual confidant. They didn't have true spiritual guidance in order to fundamentally teach you what you needed to know. So if that's the case, you had to move in the light of, well, let's see what everyone's doing socially and let's just be better than that, because that was your saving grace in your family. Okay, that was a saving grace for you with your friend dynamic. It was a saving grace for you with the people that you may have been forced to be around, because normally at a younger age you have less say in what goes on with you. Okay? Now, there's something that happened near Valentine's Day. I'm not getting at the actual Valentine's Day, but I'm getting near Valentine's Day in February. Something occurred. Okay? This may have been the jolt that sparked this deep sadness and depression. I'm not saying that you haven't been sad or depressed growing up or sad and depressed up until this point, but around February sometime, like, you really felt the eeriness of your situation. Like, it dawned on you. You had an awareness in the present moment, and you were able to see everything for what it was, not for what your pride and ego wanted it to be, not for your sense of personal safety. Like, it was, you just wanted to be aware. And in your awareness, you realize that, you know, the lighthearted jokes and the grandiose ideology, right? The grandiose persona you feeling like you're the GOAT, you feeling like you're the go-to, when we already noted that you don't have the necessary information, you don't have the spiritual connection, is actually taken away from the happiness life can bring. It's taken away from progression and growth. It's taken away from the ability to do and be more, right? It's ruining a sense of confidence, right? If everyone feels like they're better than you and they're not doing anything, it doesn't matter how much you do, you're going to feel like you're not doing enough. You're going to feel like you're less than, right? You're going to feel like there's something internally wrong with you, right? Whereas these people, it's because they're not seeing the truth. They're believing that they're larger than life, because that is their way of progressing, quote unquote. Okay? I mean, if you can't change yourself for the better, if you can't grow, if you don't understand how things work, and you're not getting much sense, you're not being offered wisdom, right? And not seeing the wisdom, being able to apply it to your life in the proper way, you're going to feel like a failure. And once you get to a certain age, feeling like a failure is really not the move. Okay? So people inherit like this idea that they're just perfect the way that they are. But they don't realize in them doing that, they may chastise, belittle, condescend other energies that are doing more, that are limitless, that have more potential, that have more skill set, because they're putting in the energy, right? In a sense, this type of person wants to take away, and they may do it in lighthearted jokes like, oh, well, you know, it'd be better if it was like this, or, you know, maybe if it was like that, or, you know, it's nice for you, like stuff like that. Like, it's not really caring or nurturing. It's not forming a connection. If anything, it's forming a detachment. It's making you want to remove yourself from this kind of energy. Okay? Now, there's something that happened in August that was basically like a first day of school. What do we mean when we say a first day of school? It is your first go round, right? It is the opportunity for you to get the information so that you can be the best version of you in this new dynamic, in this new structure. But it takes the physical work, because that's what Tauruses symbolize. They are the more fundamental, like they symbolize earth, right? They're the more fundamental aspects of the earth signs. Okay? They are the physical representation. You can call them creation in a sense. Like Tauruses oftentimes are the ones to do the brunt work, do the physical labor, and that's just because of their reclusive type energy, right? It's to thrust them into pursuits that require more time, right? So in this first day of school, you kind of have to have this Taurus vibe about you, right? And the negative aspects, which could be the stubbornness, right? We'll call it tenacity. Well, you need the tenacity and the ability to physically manipulate the reality around you, the ability to shift where you are and how you do things, okay, based on the new information that you're getting. Why? Because unlike these other energies, you're connected to the divine. Unlike these rebound energies, right? Energies that are more focused on sadness and depression. Energies that are more focused on being better than, getting better than, because they feel like they're missing out, or they feel like they are losing out, or they're not getting enough, right? It's a very low frequency vibration, obviously, but like low frequency mindset. Okay, so there's something with bishing. What is this? All this person. I said something about throat chakra, like cheater, pumpkin eater. They need to have some kind of emotional healing, or maybe they did this cheating at a beach or ocean. This is an important notice. Someone's about to have a serious surgery, but it might leave them in a coma. You know, they need to be in your prayers, or keep them in your prayers. But at the end of the day, this is kind of like a gray area. So there's no right or wrong here. It's based on karma. Okay? So if you were fishing for some kind of information, if this grandiose energy was fishing for some kind of information about a Taurus, well, that's about it now. If you're a Taurus and you're cheating out here, you need to go through some emotional healing, or you're going to force someone else into some emotional healing. And it's an important message, because this emotional healing they're going to force you into might be physical, right? Or might be a little bit more serious, like committing suicide, and maybe there's a surgery that needs to happen, right? Or the attempt to commit suicide, rather. Okay? But at the end of the day, justice is served, because this is the divine's plan. This reading is very interesting. Okay? Yeah. Because this chosen energy that we're talking about, we're the chosen energy. The divine wants to move you out of survival mode and move you into survivor energy, but it has to remove these other energies that are playing in your light. Okay? Offering your light darkness, dimness that serves imbalance. Okay? And this is probably going to happen near a monument or near a place that has concessions. Okay? I know a park right now that has like food trucks and stuff like that. That's what I'm gauging here. But maybe this park is going to leave someone mentally diseased or ill because of the suicide attempt. See, I just said that, bro. Didn't I just say that? The suicide attempt. Okay? And they may require a serious surgery, or maybe someone around them needs a serious surgery, right? And because of their disease and ill, and that's just going to be too much for them to handle. So they are going to want to commit suicide because they can't handle someone around them being in a coma, right? And we said they're the monuments with concessions. We have desserts here, so that could definitely mean this concession stand has some kind of pastries. I'm getting maybe like churros. I'm also getting like ices or ice cream. Like it doesn't really have to be a full food truck or something. Okay, but at the end of the day, there's someone gatekeeping. There's someone not giving all the information about what this tower moment that's soon to come. They say wait on it, but we don't wait, because waiting is a fool's game. But it's soon come, because people need to grow up, and this very serious, maybe suicide attempt is going to allow the energies around to see that no, it takes more communal responsibility to assure a healthy family dynamic, to assure that we're all healthy. It takes all of us. Okay? Yep, awareness. People are daydreaming about it, but that daydream may not be a daydream for long. It might be an eternal slumber, depending on how people are acting. Okay? And maybe this is happening because people are mixing alcohol with caffeine. I'm not even getting coffee or lattes. I'm getting alcohol consumption with caffeine, and they're spending a lot of money on it. They're spending almost all their resources on it, and borrowed scenery. We said already that borrowed scenery is overall nature, right? Just know, at this borrowed scenery, the Grim Reaper will appear. Okay, so the Grim Reaper is coming to collect at this borrowed scenery. So if someone doesn't fully, and give my dearest condolences, but doesn't fully commit this suicide, the coma is going to leave them most likely brain dead. Okay, and this is a new experience for one or more energies that are involved here. It's a new experience. Okay, which means that you may not know how to handle it. That is most likely the reason we said 10, 10, 10, 10, seek truth. And if you can see it over here, it's 10, 10. Okay, so that means you, the chosen energy, you're here. And maybe one of your parents, because we said the other two tens symbolized your guardians or the role models in your life that helped you up until this point. Okay, so maybe in losing one, it puts more emphasis on the other parent to be that nurturer and that care facilitator, and the embodiment of your most ideal self. Okay, so I wish you all the best. I wish you luck, because I didn't express that the sadness and depression could be from someone being removed from the universe, in a sense. And that could be what the rebound energy is that, you know, this person is no longer here. Now someone needs to fill their shoes. And that person, or the energy that's going to fill their shoes, is always going to seem like a rebound, because the real energy was lost in the sauce. Okay? So, let's get some descriptive cards. Let's see how this energy appears, or may appear to you. And what we already know is very soon, right? Oh, it's going to be costly. Probably because the hospital bills that are the hospital bills that are accruing, you know, because of the experience, or maybe the funeral arrangements and those costs. Like, maybe that's why the police are involved, you know. Need a health aide, counselor, and someone's going to work as a sex worker. So maybe if one of the parents loses, you know, the other parent, they needed a rebound energy to provide, again, the health and wellness that a partner would normally provide in a relationship. So, okay, so yes, we're assisting the transmutation of this energy, because as chosen people, we cannot and we will not allow the battle to happen alone. Okay? Most of us have experienced that growing up, and there's no point in believing that it will continue to work for us now that we know better. Right? So we're going to assist our collective names for this reading. Let's see who or what is influencing us right now energetically. And that's the reason why we even have to tap into this. Okay. So, just reading them off, we have Shania, Jupiter, Howard, Claudio, May, Aaron with an E, Michael, Antoine, Darwin, Nevaeh, Natasha, Jenny, Patrick, Louis or Louise, Amina, Josh, Sandy, and Neil. Okay, and just to let you know, when we're talking about Jupiter, it definitely could be a first or last name, but I'm also gauging like Jupiter. So if your sign is in Jupiter, or the Jupiter placements right now, definitely look into that. We have May here, so not only are we talking about a name like May, but we can be talking about the physical month of May. So if something happened to you near or around Labor Day, or near or around the beginning of the month, I'm not really getting Mother's Day, but like the week prior to Mother's Day. We also have Jenny, but Jenny kept falling in reverse. Okay, so I'm gauging that Jenny may not be a person. It may be maybe an animal named Jenny, or an item named Jenny, something that's named Jenny. Okay, and then for names again, we have Amina, Sandy, Josh, Antoine, Patrick, Darwin, Louis or Louise, Natasha, Nevaeh, Neil, Michael, which could also symbolize Archangel Michael, Claudio, Shania, and Howard. Howard again could be a first or last name, or it could be a place, right? Like Howard University, the plug. And then we have the trilogy of zeros, which means the divine has their hands all over this. Okay, what does the divine incorporate? Well, it's God mainly, right? The one and true all creator. But it's also the 7 archangels. It's also the other high vibrational archangels, the lower vibrational archangels, the ascended masters that are outside the realm of angels, right? Because there's energies that are in frequency, energies that have certain frequencies that match archangels, but they're not called archangels, right? We can call them ascended masters. Ascended masters. Okay, so maybe we need to get back into the reading. That was just an excerpt, a little blurb. If you want to know more, contact me for personals. Anyway, so we have this apansexual, so an asexual or a pansexual energy who is lacking movement, lacking development, lacking forward progression, okay? In essence, you can call them a basic bleep, okay, right? Conservation station, right? This person is all about conserving their self-image, conserving their energy, their resources. So basically, they're a selfish person, okay? And we get that conservation station over here, okay? So let's see what else we need to know about this basic person that may cry out for attention. Deep chaotic energy, whirlwind, okay? And then I see sis. Sis is right underneath this whirlwind. So I'm getting maybe one of the energies is a female who is maybe a sister or acts like a sister to the chosen energy, you, or the chosen energy that we're speaking on here. And in essence, she is basic, right? She may be a part of the community in some way, but she is still finding herself. She's not necessarily authentic. She is still navigating. This will be a transitional phase for her romantically, but she's lacking forward movement, okay? And the divine is watching her closely. She must be playing in the chosen energy, right? She's lazy. She's chaotic. She's lazy. And she may be undergoing a cosmetic surgery or wanting to undergo a cosmetic surgery to focus more on her aesthetic, right? To embellish her aesthetic. Now, I've learned recently that cosmetic surgeries can also be very necessary surgeries. They just call them cosmetic. So let's say your gallbladder bursts, right? Well, that would be considered a cosmetic surgery, even though your body can become septic and you can pass away from that. So it's still called a cosmetic surgery. However, the dangers of it could be, grave. So I don't know what full cosmetic surgery this is, but because of laziness, maybe this person doesn't want to exercise, so they want to tuck and stuff type of thing. So you tuck the places that you took the fat from, and then you stuff it in other places that you want to look curvy and stuff. So that could be the cosmetic surgery. Something with their body and hair, that's what they're heavily focused on. And they may be from the East or currently live in the East. Okay, I'm getting maybe like, and it doesn't mean like east of the United States or east of the globe. I'm really like east of your town, east in your state. Like you would be considered east side, like that's what I'm getting here. Okay, they may see down to do whatever, but it's just so that they can appear less lazy, less selfish. Okay, so I was gonna say something about Japanese, but the song "Fighter" by Christina Aguilera just started playing in my mind, so we're gonna go with "Fighter" here. And I don't think this energy knows martial arts, but they speak a lot of game, right? They trash talk as if martial arts is their forte or something like that. Okay, and their heart chakra is activated, which is most likely the reason why they're a fighter. Confirmation. So their heart chakra was activated because of the possibility of their inherent wealth being removed from them. So they're focused on money. Their heart chakra is connected to finances. So they were taught that you get what you're owed, right? There's like a hierarchy, and there's a bit of selfishness that you have to have in order for you to keep what it will be owed to you in your legacy. Like, if you get what I'm saying. So let's say like the parents have money, right? And the parents are going to eventually pass away and want to, put everything in a will or put everything in a living trust, right? Well, that's why this energy is so focused on, you know, fighting for them, right? It's because they know that at one point they'll be able to get what's in the will. At one point they know they'll be able to get what's in that living trust. So they're opening up their heart chakra, acting like they love them, you know, fighting for them, because that's the only way that they show it, by fighting in their honor, right? And that's in order to secure this wealth, supposed wealth that they're getting, because that is the easiest way that they felt or feel like they can get to their wealth, because they're so lazy, right? They're lacking the forward movement to truly develop, you know, themselves, right? And they're non-athletic. They're in essence pouring from an empty cup, but they don't want other people to see that. They want to be a popular person. Okay, I'm not even getting that they are popular. They want to be. They're basic. So they're looking at other popular people and saying, well, this is how they appear, so let me appear this way. Their heart chakra is activated. They're not realizing that popular, you know, a lot of popular people who are popular because of their high vibration, their heart chakra is activated for more pure reasons, not impure reasons like material gain or financial gain. This person is mixed. They either speak Russian, are interested in Russian holidays, or attached to it. So maybe their name is Russian, maybe their favorite food is Russian, maybe their best friend is Russian, and they're either working on facial hair or have more facial hair than is intended for them. Okay, so I know a lot of like baby face people that may have a little bit of stubble. That's what I'm getting by facial hair. Like, it's not much, but it's like, well, since it's not much, it shouldn't really be there. That's what I'm getting by facial hair. Okay, and this person normally has straight hair or a cut, so I'm getting like the combination of the two. So maybe think of somebody that has like an undercut, or the sides faded, and the top of their hair is like a man bun, or it's a little bit lengthier, so they can have an updo style, and then, you know, a down style where their hair is straight and no one knows about their more eccentric cut, right? This person has mafia ties or connections with people who would do the same things that the mafia would do, okay? But they need braces, and their throat, I just so love how the camera likes to shut off. I do. It's like a confirmation to me that I'm saying good stuff. So thank you, universe, for annoying me in a way that positively suggests other things, even though I more dwelling on the annoyance of it. Anyway, okay, so this energy is a transformer, which means that the way that they show up to you is truly dependent on either how you're showing up to them, or dependent on what they can get from you. I'm getting more of a sociopathic vibe, but not a malicious sociopathic vibe, right? The maliciousness happens when they seek other people to do their dirty work. Okay, that's where the transformer really comes into play. Okay, and I knew the solar plexus was going to come out because I have, like, I wouldn't say butterflies in my stomach, but I just feel like I ate too much salt. Like, I need to drink water to, like, calm my stomach down. Like, there's too much salt, right? So that can mean that the solar plexus isn't stimulated in a proper way. So what does that mean? Well, when they have butterflies in their stomach, they view it as a positive thing, opposed to viewing it as a negative thing, right? And what does this do? It pushes them or encourages them to behave poorly, do bad things, or do things that other people wouldn't seem are the best, because they are misinterpreting the signs. That's what I'm getting by the solar plexus chakra activation. It's activated, it's working, they're just misreading it. Okay, and that's another reason why they have to move as a transformer, because they always have to play cleanup. It's like, oh, well, that wasn't the expectation, so now I need to get back into this popular person stance. So how do I do that? Oftentimes it's by gaslighting, but I'm seeing that it's instinctive at this point. So maybe we are talking about a very sociopathic vibe. Right? They're on high alert. They're constantly observing. They're constantly watching people's mannerisms. They're constantly in tune with the external world, only to navigate it to their best and highest means. But in a low vibrational way, in a way that does not build and grow them and the people around them. It has to be and, not or, and has to be communal. There you go. I was going to say communicative. I just like saying that. I just like the way it rolls off the tongue. Okay, this person is probably a gun owner, but they're docile. They're pretty passive. So, you don't really have to worry about them shooting you. It's for show. You have to worry about the energies that they're associated with, you know, embarking on that. Okay. We can ask our pendulum. Is there anything else we need to know? Oh, divine. Hi. Can you show me no? That we're on the wrong track. And that we need to double back. Alright. Okay, so yes. Is there anything else we need to know here? No, this was a pretty lengthy reading just to offer as much awareness as we possibly could. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, you just have to sever ties. Confirmation. And confirmation again. Alrighty. So I will see us soon. You can contact me via email. My information is in the description below for personals or for whatever energetic information that you need and that I can offer you. I also appreciate your likes, your shares, your subscribes, and your comments. Thank you for your energetic support. I thank you. Okay, I see you soon. Until the next